Hello, Raviji.
Hi, good evening. Please pardon me, my other phone is not working, so there's a bit of challenge. So I couldn't get that thing, send the message and all. Sorry.
No worries.
I believe let's wait for a couple of minutes, and we'll get started.
So I was actually looking at the video that you sent on the group, and
Uh,
about it was like the 4 to 5 hour one, right? It was the CBAB cert by Knowledge Hut. That one.
I couldn't get you.
The CBAB cert for from Knowledge Hut.
Okay.
Yeah. So they said that I need 7,500 hours. All that. Do you know if that's or that's just recommended, or what is that for?
Yeah. There are okay. As Devji clearly spoken to you, we have to tweak those profile and resume in accordance with that. They are preferred, and there are some required as well. So Guru School will make sure you have enough experience, right? And on your profile, and yeah, that's a good thing you brought up. Rudra, that thanks a ton to you basically. I need a resume of everybody. To be sent to. Oh man, where do you send to? You can send to. Okay,
Okay,
I'll put
let me see.
my email address in the chat box, because we are going to start working on those resume preparations also.
Okay, no worries. Got it.
Yeah, no, that's okay. We need to get those resume worked out. So, or rather, aligned with the BA's roles and responsibility. We have to show certain experience for you working as a BA, because as we said, if you go as a fresher to the market, there are different set of obstacles, right? Because how normally the job description, if you ever read on a job site, how they put it as like they put it as like we required BA with at least 1 year's experience, 1.5 years experience, 18 months experience, and so on. So nobody basically going to take a fresher. So what we do as in Guru School, we're going to show some experience on your profile, like you're working with Guru School for certain days for doing some business analyst. Because we have quite a few our clients, we do some what you can say proof of concept, we do many work for various Indian tech giants, even including TCS, Cognizant, and there are I think 6 to 7 companies which we are constantly working with them. So what they do, they basically shared some smaller projects for us for R&D purpose. And we charge them very what you can say, very less or almost no money. And that's how it has been worked out. These are basically kind of R&D project, or those kind of business arrangements we have. So what we can guide you, or what we can add on your profile is like, okay, Rudra is working on business analyst with these company via Gurukul. So you're working as a consultant on payroll of Gurukul, and working for these guys, worked on such and such those project. So whenever they call these companies, they'll clarify, they'll basically 1 minute. Yes, Richa ma'am, good morning. We are already on, ma'am. Have you got the link? No, no problem, no problem. Sure. So what we were trying to do, we will get it aligned with the business requirement. So we'll clear that obstacle, and that's how I look at it, frankly speaking. So this is how the thing is basically, what can say, tweaked or tuned around. There's nothing right or wrong here. What we are trying to portray is basically, whatever candidate is standing up for the interview has around so much required experience, so that we'll get selected right and through. That's how I want to put it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Yes. So that's how it work out. So I've shared my what you can say, email address in a chat box. Can everybody see that? It's simple, first name last name @gmail.com. If you could please share your profile, so that I'll, because I don't have the exact email address where we want to share those profile. So what I'll do, I'll collect this profile and share it with whatever Devji have. Devji will create an ID, I believe, and it's still pending. So Devji, or whatever that administration team, I forgot the name of the coordinator, basically, pardon me for that. So this guy creates the actual ID, and this profile will go to that ID, right? And you'll have access to those Google folders on Google Drive. So you can have a look at your profile, and basically it will send back to you the way I believe the way we've developed the logistic last time. We'll work on your profile. We'll send that profile to you, so that you can have a look at that, and you can remember the last one or two your clients as well. So whatever you're working on, and this training we will show it as in part-time. So you have a work hours, you have experience, you have the training also going in parallel, and we'll also show the workshop, and you'll get a complete certificate from Guru School saying Rudra and the complete name have done a 6 weeks of training with workshops with Guru Schools, and he's working for us for last so many months, or years, whatever has been we could squeeze in those time and all. So that's how the whole thing is working. And then you most probably get the interviews accordingly, and then we'll be there to hold your hand throughout the interview. We will discuss it out. If you get a question, basically most probably me or Richaji, depending on the gender. I believe the way my discussion went last with Devji, Richaji for ladies and me for gents. Even I can answer question on behalf of you if that's what you have discussed, designed, if that's what you want. So that interview obstacles also we can clear together, and we will have to discuss this thing between ourselves, and we'll do that. Please don't worry on that part. And then how's the on-job training works whenever you join. Let's say if you join Infosys as an BA, on a day one, you start with the induction. For I believe they have around 6 weeks of induction. So you have 6 weeks Zoom meeting, 1 hour, 10 minutes break, 1 hour, 10 minutes break, something like that sort. And they have planned those things. This can be, I don't know how they've alerted for new journeys as in BA. So I would have to look for those schedules. So whenever you join these things after induction, whenever you start working, I know, your workers, or we'll discuss certain timing. Let's say, if you have any challenge, you can just WhatsApp me, and I'll basically, try to help you throughout, the workings as well. So if you want to find a new tool, if you want to learn a new thing, or you want to understand certain things in the template, I can be on call with you through WhatsApp or something, and then we can get those things sorted. So this is how the whole thing progresses. So if you can show your caliber within first year working at Infosys, let's say at 100K or so, so you are kind of perfect employee, right? That's how the whole things has been tuned up, and that's how the whole thing has been evolved till date. Do you have any question for this?
No, makes sense. I'm following.
So as far as your homework, try to spend some time, try to get certain what you can say, profile or resume picked, prepared, and send it to me within next 1 or 2 days. Additionally, I'm going to share with you the workshop details whenever Richaji gives me a green, so that you can start thinking on that also. We talked about a workshop, right? A live workshop for a BA. So now you're going to work as an BA, actual BA, for a solution. Whatever we have discussed, we have finalized. There could be 3 or 4 different solutions. You can choose. The old one is what I prefer, that enhancing attendance management system, or the solution which you think you can do much better, so that we can also take it to a new level, and we'll start to work as a wait a minute. Now last time I have a quick okay, let me make Richaji host, so then she can also take the control. Okay. So whenever we have we will work together for the next 1.5 weeks, so that we will work as an BA on a live project, and you'll understand the nitty-gritty. I'll have Devji working with us as a client, so he can do all those client side thing, sending the BRD. Then you'll try to understand from that BRD. Then you'll have call with him. He'll represent somebody, which you can also call with him to gather many requirement. Then we'll try to go through the cycle of use case diagram, high level diagram, SRS template. SRS template will be shared by me, and we'll try to work on that SRS templates together. And at the end of the workshop, you have to present the solution with the complete stakeholder, me, Devji, Richaji, and we'll have couple of others who are coordinating on behalf of this workshop. Go ahead, please. Any question?
No,
Anybody have any question? Pardon me. When I start talking, I start talking. Pardon me for that. I believe. Okay. So this. Okay. Go ahead, please, Rudra. Sorry.
no. Go ahead. Sorry, just making sure.
Keep asking questions. Please don't worry. And I normally don't get disturbed easily. Okay. So let's think it through. So that way we'll have a feel of actual BA working. And if you want, we can have another, if the time permits, we can have another workshop as well. So we'll have 2-3 workshop done. Try to do it, and the more we put on our efforts in doing this thing, the more we'll achieve, the more we'll do it. And there'll be QC as well as Agile Scrum part in it as well. Does that make sense? You want to add certain things? Welcome, Richaji. Pardon me for the hookup. My other phone got just died. Says pardon me for that.
Thank you.
Arey, sir, thank you so much, and sorry everyone. कभी-कभी morning के 5 मिनट बहुत बुरे लग पड़ते हैं आपको. So I'm
Yes,
so
I can
sorry.
understand. Yeah, Richaji, what I told these guys is to share their profile on my email ID, and then we'll give it to the recruitment or that resume team, because I believe we'll discuss those things in the evening, and then we'll start working on the one profile tuning as well.
Yeah.
That's what I request. So I'll paste my email address again. So whoever joined late, I don't know how this chat works though. Could you see the chat box? It's first name Ravindra Pandey @gmail.com. Just share your profile with your name, right? Because the email address can be deceiving sometime. So with your name, and it can be a 2-page profile. Just whatever you've done, whatever your educational background, and those things, whatever required there, whatever you want to put it. And this is not the final profile. We'll update it. We'll discuss it out. Even the recruitment team will have a coordination with you, so that how to we can leverage your current profile to a new level, so that you'll be selected as an BA in the first few interviews. That's what the intention is. Any question for me? I'll hand over to baton to Richaji, and then Richaji can also start. Any question for me at this moment?
No, thank you, sir.
Yes, Rupanjini madam, please go ahead. Pavni ma'am,
I'm like,
please go ahead.
no questions, sir. Thank you.
Sir,
Uh,
for what I'm sorry if I disturb others. So
no, no,
what
no,
I
no. Go ahead, please.
yeah, what I'm thinking, I just have to for not before job. I'm not sure about the job, all those things. So right now the situation. So you are saying that the it will pop up on in the January and December. All that the job market will be. So what I'm thinking, I have to get into the first CBAP test exam. So what my husband's saying that yeah, they have to on the training who are taking your training, they has
Uh-huh.
to suggest to that CBAP training person. So they yeah, I'm conducting this person, okay, I'm
I
giving
couldn't
some
understand
experience.
you, ma'am.
So what my
What have you
husband saying,
discussed?
you need, yeah, we can discuss it later, so no
No, no, no.
problem. Yeah,
Please go ahead. You say you want to do the certification. Is that what you're trying to say?
yeah, I want to go to the certification. What my husband saying that you know you should not go to the directly to the CBAP examination. So you
Uh-huh.
need something needs, so just go and ask your training who are
Sure, sure.
con-
Definitely.
yeah,
We'll have
about
some.
this
Yeah,
all
we'll
things.
have some extra class. Please don't worry on that part.
Oh
Please don't
yeah,
worry.
so he was saying that yeah, you need some things about that CBAP examination and all those things,
Sure.
and yeah, so that's why afterwards I clearly talk with you about this. What my husband will say that all to you. So
Sure.
sorry, we'll
No,
continue
no,
that.
nothing to be sorry about, ma'am. And this is the right forum, right time to discuss it. And yes, whoever want to do the certification, please, put that search in group, and we can take it further. Certification, I believe the way certification is working, because we need to practice at least for 2 weeks. The way I have looked at. I'm not talking about the entry level. Entry level you can clear right away, but I will not suggest you to. I want to do it to the second exam, which really recommends 2 years plus experience, and so many hours of analysis and blah 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 things. So I want you to prepare for that exam, and let's wait for let's do some what you can say, gruesome workshop. And that's how I say, because workshop makes you actual BA, the way we work on day's job, day in day out. So we want to get that feel. So we will have some really challenging call, if I may so those words, with some good role plays, and so on and so forth. So we'll do there, and we'll try to understand those linguistic also in depth, because we have quite a good amount of question banks with us, and we can go through them wherever we want to do for certification. But again, it's a bit of different track than BA, because then you're trying to clear a particular hurdle. But if I may say, Pavni man, we are doing this thing for last 20 odd years, so we know how to get you placed as in BA, how to get you started working as a BA. So certificates are not stopping you, the way I see it, right? But yes, you are free to make your decision, and you have full right to guide us whenever you want. You are ready for job and something like that. So that's your purview, and we'll work it together. So please don't worry. And if you have a question, you can always ping me on WhatsApp. The other number is, I don't know, that phone have just died, so pardon me for that. For the logistics thing, you can still use my this number for a WhatsApp, and we can take it. We can discuss it in a separate call as well. Don't worry on that part. It can be tomorrow morning of your time. Just ping me, and we can have a good call on that, and then we can plan it accordingly. If anybody have from this team have any challenge, any questions, please feel free to ask. Don't ever feel like this is too small or this is too simple to ask. I never say that. Even if the question is wrong, I clearly put it. So please don't feel bad about that. But this question is really right and relevant, right? So we were trying to basically clear the hurdle one by one, rather than taking the sword out and start running. So we'll clear all the hurdles one by one, and trust me, we have ample of experience altogether, so that we know this system, right? So we have cleared this many times before, and we'll do it again. I'll hand it over to Richaji if you don't have any questions.
I'm good. Good.
Okay, thank you so much, Ravindra ji.
So, ma'am.
Yeah. So, guys, have you done revision this time?
Yes.
Yes, good, Rudra. So, any doubt till now? Anyone? Leena ji is not there today. And Usha
Even
is also
Usha ji is
not
not
there.
there. Even Usha
Who
ji is
is
not
this?
there.
Deepti? Deepti is new
Hey,
batch.
yeah. Hey, hi. This is Deepti. I have joined the batch too.
Okay. That's fine. Because this would be in continuation to our last Scrum session, and most probably this would be the last session for Scrum. So,
Yeah. Actually, yeah. I have a basic idea of Scrum because I was in IT for almost 8 years, and I have worked on agile projects, and I have also done some certification in Scrum. So I think
oh,
I would be
great,
able to continue. Yeah.
great. Which
Yeah.
certification you
It's
have
a
done?
simple Scrum Master accredited certification. That's the simplest one, I guess.
Oh, Scrum Master is the simplest one. Okay, good, great.
Scrum Master accredited certification. I mean,
Okay.
maybe it looks simple to me because I have worked in that environment for a couple of years. So it's
Okay.
just that I just had a 5 years of break with my kids, so I just want to start back my career. So that's why I'm joining these. I mean, I'll be enrolling in these classes.
Okay, no worries, no worries.
Yeah.
Okay, Adis, do you have any question on Scrum? I'm sharing my screen, so just to let me know once you are able to see my screen. Is it visible?
Yep.
Yeah.
Any doubt? Any doubt till now?
Oh no.
No? Others? Swati, Sheetal, Rupanjali?
No, not really.
Not really. So should I ask question?
Yeah, then only we will understand whether we have doubts or not.
Okay, no worries. I was just kidding. So it's okay. So you have done your revisions. You are not lying on that.
No.
Rudra was very
Uh,
confident on this, so I believe he has done the revision. So see why I'm
no,
asking you
frankly
to.
speaking,
Uh-huh.
actually, in the class, last to last class, like my mother-in-law is admitted in the hospital. She
Yeah.
just
How is
went
she
through
now?
different conditions. She's on ventilator.
Okay.
I'm just managing to attend the sessions, and all the family members are in at home, so I'm not able to do the revision part. But
No, it's okay. It's okay. You take care of her
yeah,
first.
yeah,
And
and
no worries. I'm always available. You have my number. You can ping me personally, and we can discuss. Don't worry.
yeah, sure, yeah, thank you. So I'm not sure like how long I will be able to attend the class also, but still, until she's fine, I'm just trying to continue.
Okay. Where is she? Where is she admitted? Rupanjali?
Uh, just midlife hospital in Mahanagar.
Midlife.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I know few hospitals in Gomti Nagar, so I was asking. So that's okay.
So
Okay.
actually, treatment was with some doctor in there. He's a, specialist. So that's why she was admitted there.
Okay. No worries. We'll talk. We'll talk to Rupanjali. Don't worry. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
So
Thank you.
if you have any kind of doubt, anything, you just ping me on WhatsApp, or you can ping on the WhatsApp group. We'll
Mhm.
reply back. Sure.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Okay. No worries. It's my job, Rupanjali. No
She's
worries.
doing great.
Yeah. Take care of her first.
Yeah, thank you. Sure.
Okay. Okay. So yesterday we have understood what all are the Scrum ceremonies and how, like, what is the timelines for them and when we should conduct them, right? What all are the prior to sprint activities and what are the sprint activities? So any doubt on this? No? Okay. So now Rudra, you tell me, what is product backlog index? Oh, it is already visible. You tell me.
Okay. Product backlog index is a set of requirements that is given or written by the product owner, and that is basically containing user stories. And then I guess it's sprint planning after that. Not sure, but yeah, I think that's.
Okay, great efforts. So what is product backlog index in more refined way? It's an ordered list of everything that needed in the final product, right? It's the set of all requirement. It is concise and clear description of functionality, right? It should be very concise in terms of what they want in the product and clear description, right? Functionality that will be of value either to a user or customer of the product. Since the starting we are saying Agile's goal is to deliver highest value first, right? Highest value in terms of business, right? By which we can get the money, like which feature is more beneficial for the product. We try to find out all those 5 features and we try to complete those features first, right? So functionality that will be of value either to customer, either to a user or customer of the product. Okay, any doubt on product backlog index? We have already seen like we have discussed about product backlog index for multiple times.
No doubt.
Any
no
doubt?
Clear.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No doubt. No doubt.
No doubts. Okay. So now what is a sprint backlog index? Set of selected stories from the product backlog index to be delivered at sprint end, right? We used to make the backlog for the current sprint during our sprint planning meeting, which all requirements are like we need to select all those requirements on which we will be working in the current sprint. So those set of requirement will make the sprint backlog index, right? Collection of sprint goals and plans for delivering items. What is our sprint goal? It is clearly mentioned in the sprint backlog. How? Whatever requirements we have selected, our goal is to develop them, right? And how we are going to develop them? In a particular order, like who is going to work on which and which all requirements are going to be developed first. Okay, and we have related task in the sprint backlog index. So by them we can describe our plan to develop all those requirements. Okay, any doubt? No? Okay. What is the increment? Sheetal, Swati, anybody wants to Comment on increment. What do you mean by increment? Sheetal, Swati, you there?
No, yeah. As it's written, it is like saying the increment is, whatever the product backlog index we have completed at the end of the sprint. That's the increment, like whatever goal we have achieved, I guess.
Whatever like user stories, whatever
Yeah.
requirements we have picked up from the product backlog index
Yes,
for
yeah,
the sprint. At the end of that sprint, whatever is
yeah.
in working condition, that is called as a increment.
Increment. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So how we will define a sprint?
Sprint, like there are so many aspects to decide on for how long it will be, like for 1 week, for 2 week, or 3 or 4. It depends on so many aspects, like it depends on like budget, and so many things are there, so which you
No,
Hmm.
what I'm asking, like, if somebody say what is a sprint, how I will define like what is a sprint?
Okay, what is a sprint? Okay, it's a time frame for one iteration of a scrum.
Okay,
Okay, wait, I have clearly mentioned over here. Where are these ceremonies? See, sprint is a set of all 4 ceremonies. You can say, if somebody asks you what is a sprint, you can clearly say that it's a time frame for one iteration in a scrum, or it is a set of all 4 ceremonies. Okay, and it could be of minimum 1 week to 4 week.
okay,
Okay, this would be sufficient to describe sprint. Okay, if he asks further about a sprint, then you need to like answer accordingly what he is asking you. The other questions may be like, consider like your sprint is of 2 week. They I'm sure they'll not ask this to you, because these are the questions for scrum masters. Like, if our sprint is of 2 weeks, then how much time is allocated for sprint planning meeting? Okay, so then its ratio is like 1 hour per week. So if our sprint is of 2 weeks, then we can have a sprint planning meeting. Who's Shah?
With 2.
Okay.
So
So like,
Sorry, I think it's me. I'm trying to log in from the computer. Right now I'm joining from the phone. So,
who's that?
Deepti.
Dipti. Okay. Okay, Dipti. No worries.
Thanks, Richa.
so if it's 2 weeks, then it'd be 2 hours, right? 2-hour meeting.
Yes. Just a minute. Now I'm confused. No, it is like maximum 2 hours.
Yeah, you said.
No, sorry, I was confused. I got confused. Sorry. If it is like, it is clearly mentioned over here, but I'll describe. Okay. So if your sprint is of like 2 weeks, then you can have your sprint planning meeting maximum for 4 hours. Okay. 2 hours per week is allocated to sprint planning meeting. Okay. Daily scrum is fixed. It has only 15 minutes allocated to it. not more than that. Whatever is the condition, it should get finished within 15 minutes. Okay. Sprint review meeting. Now, if 1 hour is allocated to per week, if your sprint is of 2 weeks, then you can have maximum of 2 hours. Okay. Like your sprint review meeting can go up to 2 hours. Retrospective is allocated like 45 minutes per week. So if your sprint is of 2 weeks, then you can have maximum for 1.5 hours, 1.5 hours for sprint retrospective. Okay. And product refinement is like it is having 10% of dev capacity. Dev's capacity, how do we calculate it? Okay, I'll tell you. So let's say you have a team of 10 people. Okay, it's a breach. We'll have a you are having a team of 9 people. Okay, development team, and your sprint is of 2 weeks. That means 10 working days, right? And normally we consider as 6 hours as the productive hours for per day, for 1 day. Okay. So this would be the capacity calculation for your team, for your development team. I'm repeating again. Team members, you're having 9 team members, development team members. Okay. Your sprint is of 2 weeks. That means 10 working days. And 6 hours per day we consider as the productive hours.
Sorry, what was 10 again?
10.
Richa ma'am, this is Deep.
Yeah, please. Don't call me ma'am.
So this 9 will be the total strength. I mean, it will be the
Yes.
total number of
Dev team. Like you have development team.
development.
So members of development team.
Okay, just the development team, not the QAs and other people in the team, right?
Development team considered as the entire roles of the entire roles would be clubbed into the development team.
Okay.
Whether it's QA, whether it's UX, whether it's DBA, anybody.
Okay. Okay. So
Okay.
it's total team.
Whoever is related, whoever is responsible to develop the product would be considered as the development team's member.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So 9 is your dev team's number of like development team member. Okay. 10 is your sprint duration. 5 working days in a week, and we have considered 2 weeks sprint. So 10 working days. 10. And 6 is the idle consideration for productive hours per day. Okay. So this is like 6 hours, 10 days, and 9. So what would be this? 540. Right? 540 hours is your dev team's capacity. Like you can pick up the task from product backlog index, which could be of near about 560 hours, 540 hours.
What was the 6 again? Sorry, just writing this down.
6.
Yes.
6 is the productive hours per day. Like we consider 8 hours per day as your official work hours, but out of those 8 hours, we consider 6 hours as productive hours. Okay, rest 2 hours are remain for the other like unproductive hours. You need a break. You need a break for discussions. You need a break for like natural calls. You need a break for going to somewhere, tea breaks, these kind of breaks. For these kind of breaks, we have like parked 2 more hours in your bucket for the complete day. Okay, did you get it, Rudra?
Yeah.
And everybody else?
So div
You
team
have-
members,
Uh-huh.
sprint duration, a week, and then productive hours per day.
Yes.
So sprint duration is different than productive hours. That's
Yes.
like the meeting.
Sprint duration is like, yeah, your sprint, like we have called it, na, like sprint could be of 1 week to 4 weeks. So as per your team, what is the sprint like length? Is it of 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, or 4 week? Let's say it is of 2 weeks. Then how many working days would be in that 2 weeks? 10 working days, right? We don't consider Saturday, Sunday as working.
Alright.
So if we see 2 weeks is equals to 15 days, but in corporate world, 2 weeks is considered as 10 working days, right?
Right. Minus the weekend.
So number of development team members into sprint duration into 6. Some industries consider the productive hours as 5.5 hours. They don't even consider 6 hours as their productive hours. They consider only 5.5 hours as their productive hours. Some companies consider 6.5 hours as their productive hours. So it depends. It depends on your organization. What is your productive hour consideration? But in ideal cases, we consider it as 6 hours. Okay. Are you getting my point or not?
Yep, clear.
Yes. So total capacity of your development team is 540 hours. Okay. You can take, you can pick up the task from product backlog index of near about 540 hours. Okay.
This is capacity of team, right?
Capacity of your development team.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Okay, they are only going to work on the product development. Not the Scrum Master is going to work on it, nor the product, neither the product owner is going to work on it, right? Only development team is going to develop the product, right? So we need to check the capacity. It may happen that out of these 9 people, 2 are going on leave for 3 days. Okay. Okay, this is really not relevant to your profile. These all things are under Scrum Master's purview, but I'm explaining you with this. Okay, so consider that 2 people from your team are going on leave for 3 days. Okay, like 2 into 3 days means 6 into 3.
18.
Right? This would be the calculation for their leave days, right? So total hours would be 36.
Right.
Total hours would be 36. Now, how you are going to calculate the capacity for your team with this leave plan?
You take it out of the total of your capacity.
540 minus 36 equals to आपका कितना होगा?
Just
504.
502.
Right? 504. Now, these many hours would be your capacity for the next sprint. So accordingly, you will pick up the requirements from the sprint, from the product backlog index. Right? You know that 2 people are going on leave for 3 days. So our capacity would be decreased. So now how many hours we can accommodate during this sprint? This would be 504. Are you getting this? Is it clear?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now we were there, like product refinement meeting, product backlog refinement sessions have the most, like, it has the most time allocated to it. It is 10% of your dev team's capacity. If you have 504 hours available as your capacity, so you can have the product refinement meeting for more than 50, like you can have it up to 50 hours. Okay, is it clear?
50 hours what? Sorry.
Okay, so product backlog refinement sessions, you know what it is, right? What it is? In this session, product owner comes and gives the walkthrough of the requirement, new requirements, right? So for that session, we have allocated 10% of your dev team's capacities time. We have allocated time to each ceremony. Like a sprint planning is having 2 hours per week time boundary, that you can have maximum for 2 hours per week sprint planning ceremony. You getting it?
Yep, following.
So the similar way, we have given 10% of dev capacities time to product refinement, product backlog refinement session. It could be up to 10% of your dev's capacity. So if your dev's capacity is 504 hours, then you can have it for maximum 50 hours. Not in a single session, but in multiple sessions, you can have it. Okay. I think you are not getting this point, so it's okay.
Yeah,
You
10%.
just remember that like every other ceremony, this product refinement is also allocated as 10% of development team's capacity. Consider this for now. When we have our workshops, at that time we'll elaborate it more. You'll get it, like you'll understand it more while our workshop. Okay. Okay. So back to our sprint artifacts, right? So we have done till here. Increment. What is definition of done? I guess we have discussed this, right? Definition of done we have discussed.
Yeah, it was in the video.
So what is the definition of done? By which we can say that this part of the software is completed. No more work is required. Right? So there could be some kind of checklist, like some kind of conditions, acceptance criteria, by which we can say that these all the set of the requirements are considered as the done. And who gives the final call to the to the done?
Product owner.
Product owner, right? Okay. Next is monitoring progress towards a goal. The performance measurement and forecast for the whole project. Okay, it's just like, it's again not relevant to you, it is relevant to Scrum Master. Okay, that monitoring the progress towards a goal. The Scrum Master ensures that everything is going as per the as per the commitment we have committed to the product owner or to the customer, that we are going to deliver this product by these many months, right? So how do we measure our progress? In the initial days, I have explained it. Like we measure our progress in terms of how much work is completed or what all requirements are under are in working condition, right? Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Okay. So based on these things, Scrum Master ensures that everything is going on the track, and we will be delivering all the requirements by committed timelines. Okay. Monitoring sprint progress, the performance measurement and forecast for a single sprint. The similar way, Scrum Master ensures that everything is going on track and we would be able to deliver all the picked up user stories by the end of this sprint. User story or requirement. Okay. Now you have multiple times heard about the user story. What is user story? User story is like the smallest part of your software requirement. Okay, this is your project. Okay, this is your entire project. Okay, now within this when we have discussed about the requirements, we have come up with these 7 requirements, right? So these 7 requirements are part of project. If you club these all, then you can consider it as a project, right? So when we get these all requirements, there could be some requirements which are like of the same related to each other or of the same kind of, right? We call as theme. You know about theme? What is theme? Everything should be interrelated, right? That is theme. Rudra, you were saying something.
Right. The theme would be if it's depends on what it is, but like this one could be login, stuff like that. I guess.
Hmm.
I understand.
The similar kind of things would be considered as a theme. Everything is interrelated, right? We say that uh, we are having the weekend party, and theme would be like any theme you suggest. I don't
It's the
remember.
group. It's the theme or the grouping of the related activities.
Yes. So if we we'll try to figure out all the function, all the requirements, which all are interrelated. So we'll consider them as one theme, that these all requirements of the similar kind of, that's why we are calling it as a theme. Okay, like login would be one theme, and we can say the
Search and selection, or selection, payments.
selection of products and categories would be in the similar same theme, right? And payments and delivery would be in same theme,
Right. Notification could also go into that theme.
right?
Mhm.
Hmm. So these, so the hierarchy would goes like, first is your product. Out of that, we get the themes, right? We got the themes. Now again, we get the epics. Epics means the, like, one epic would be like payment out of this theme. The second epic would be delivery mode. Okay. Okay, you're getting it? And after the epics, we will get the user stories. User stories would be very simple and straightforward towards the goal. Like in this, I'll give you the example of user stories also. Did you get this hierarchy? Like, this is your entire project, out of which you will get the themes, and accordingly you will get the epics. Sorry for this background noise. My kid just woke up and she is playing around. Okay.
So it's the grouping of each small user story, and then making it into a more organized structure. So for the project,
you're going, yeah, like you are going reverse order, right? You're going into reverse order. Like from the smallest, you are going to the bigger, right? User story would be the smallest thing of the requirement. Okay. You just understand that what is the project? What is the software project? It's just an idea which came into someone's mind, right? Right? It is the project. It is the software project. You have never seen that kind of project, but you are creating it. How you are creating it? As per the idea, you understood the idea and you are creating it, right? So when you get the idea, you try to get all the stuff in one place. Like what all things you would like to have in your project or an idea, and you'll just put it up in one plain paper, right?
Can I ask? Can you go back to the time box slide? I just want to finish taking the last two.
Time box.
Yes, please. Thank you. 1 second.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm good. I got it. I got the last two. Howard.
Okay. Okay. So did you get this hierarchy? You understood anything on this?
Yeah.
Like what I am trying to say?
Yeah, it's clear. Understood.
Okay. So what is this user story? Is the smallest unit of work? Olivia, you go out, please. Just a minute, just a minute.
Take your time.
Maybe I just quite. Okay. So what is the user story? The smallest unit of work. Okay. Is the smallest one. An end goal, not a feature. Like if we consider the functionality of delivery mode. Okay. So within this delivery mode, what all could be there? It could be like,
GPS,
sorry?
GPS, tracking of package. I'm not sure.
Okay. GPS tracking and fast delivery option, right? Fast delivery option and standard one.
Business days delivery option.
Business days. And it's your, nowadays they ask whether the delivery address is your home address or it's your office address. So accordingly they plan to deliver it, right? So that also home delivery option, right? So these could be the options within the delivery mode. Not many more. Yes. So so GPS tracking. For this, whatever user story, this is the epic. Delivery mode is the epic. It consists of these many other requirements. So that's why it's an epic. Okay. And this would be your user story, GPS tracking. Okay. And this would be the fast delivery option. This would be the second user story. Standard one. This would be the third user story. Business days. Like whether they want to deliver on business days or what. So that will become your next user story. Home delivery option. That will be your next option, user story. Right? Are you getting it?
Can you please explain that theme again? I couldn't get that theme.
Okay.
Can I
So
try?
what is user story? User story is the smallest part of the work which you have to work on. Right?
Yeah.
It's the smallest part of work on which you are going to work. Right?
Yeah. I got
right.
the user story and the epic thing, but the theme I just couldn't get.
Okay. So here we try to have some kind of like, these are not exactly the like work within within this requirement. What happened? Just a minute. Why it is not? Okay. Just a minute. Okay. So these are not the actual work within this delivery mode. We are just taking the example of it, right? So like GPS tracking is the one of the option of delivery mode, right? So
Yeah.
that could be a user story for your project. For the current examples, I am considering this as a user story. Second option, fast delivery option. This could be your second user story within this epic. This is your epic, right? So you got two user stories within this epic. Then standard one, standard delivery option. This could be your next user story within the same epic. These kids are really.
Yeah, when you want to do something, they will keep asking the questions.
Yes. Now she want to wear everything. She want to wear jacket. She want to wear gloves. Everything.
Yeah, I
Otherwise,
can.
behind her like wear this, wear this, wear this. Now she wants to wear everything.
Yeah. How old is she?
She's almost 6 years,
Oh, then she's very young. Yeah.
and my son is the other challenge. Rivya, shut the door. Rivya, shut the door. Go out. Yeah. Okay, so this could be the user stories for this. This could all be the user stories for this epic. Okay.
Okay.
Then it is a theme of it is like e-commerce site.
Yeah, we have considered. Who's this? Dipti, right?
Pavni.
Pavni. Okay. Pavni, we have considered the we have considered the example of e-commerce site. When we started this session at that time, we have considered that
No.
customer has came up and said, I want to have an e-commerce site. That's it. And then he started putting things into it, like what all things he could require into this e-commerce site.
That would be the project, not the theme.
Yes, that I'm just, you said that the epic and that users right.
User stories.
Yeah, user stories, and the theme will be that e-commerce site. If you take the example of epic, it is a delivery mode, and will go for user stories will be the GPS tracking and the fast delivery option. Then theme will be the e-commerce site.
No.
Okay, then what is the
e-commerce
theme?
site? E-commerce site is your project.
Oh,
right?
project.
Is
Yeah,
your
okay.
complete project. Theme
Okay.
would be related requirements would be considered as the theme. It's a one theme. We say now that tomorrow we have a party and its theme is red and blue, red and white. So that is the theme. So everything would be of red and white only. Whether you are wearing any cloth, that cloth should be of red or white color, and your food or everything, every decoration would be of that kind, right? Within that color options, right? So that is the theme. You're getting it, Pavni?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, good.
So related functionality would be considered as a one theme. Like here, the login feature, login logout feature would be the one theme. There could not be any other functionality which could be related to this, right? Search and like selection search could be the next theme, right? Selection of product and categories could be considered as one theme. Payments and delivery mode could be considered as a one theme, right? Are you getting it now?
Yes, yes, I got that.
And then out of those themes, we get the epics, right? So payment would be one epic and delivery mode would be the another epic. Okay?
Yeah, everything is related to the another thing. That's the same.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Expressed from end user's perspective. User stories should always be expressed from the end user's perspective. Whenever you as in PA or the product owner writes the user story, at that time need to be very cautious about this thing, that user stories always are expressed in terms of end users perspective. Okay, you need to think about think like the end user of that product. Like in our case, we have considered the e-commerce side. So if you are writing the user stories related to e-commerce side, then you need to keep yourself as a buyer who is going to use the e-commerce site, or window shopper who's going to like browse your e-commerce site. So how you are going to behave, what all things you are going to do on the e-commerce site, and how you would like to have the e-commerce site. Okay, getting it?
Yeah, we have to think from the customer's perspective.
Yes, we call it as end user, not the customer. We called it as end user who's going to use that product. It may be anyone. Okay, there may be administration part also, right? There may be the buyers, there might be the just the fishers, like they just want to
It could be an employee.
they just want to pass their time, so that's why they are surfing your site, right? So anything related to like who's going to use your product, you need to understand that, and then accordingly you need to write the user stories. Okay. Okay. Steps to write use. Yeah, go ahead.
Are you gonna share these slides with us? This presentation?
Okay, I'll ask Devji. Otherwise, all the recorded sessions are available.
Yeah, no, I just want to that time boxing thing. I mean, those were the numbers, right? So I just wanted that. Otherwise, just send a screenshot of that screen because
Okay,
it has
okay.
the numbers, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Will do.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Steps to write user stories. List of the end user. First, you need to identify what all would be the end users of your product. Like I said, okay. Define the actions. What all actions could be performed by those end users on your product? You need to define those. Okay. And then value to the end users and to your product. You need to think about the value which you can provide, like additional thing in your product to the end user, which could be beneficial to you as well. You as in the product owner, like product owner means who is selling the product, right? If you are owning the e-commerce site, so you need to think that way, that if you are a end user, you are going to use this product, then what all things could be beneficial for you, and what is like extra or different from other e-commerce site in your product. Okay, and on the same time at the same time you also have to understand what all things could be beneficial to you if you are owning this product. Okay, you get it? Did you get this?
Yep. Clear.
Yeah.
Discuss the acceptance criteria. Acceptance criteria, you know what is it? What it is? Acceptance criteria is by which we can say that this could be the minimum thing which should be there in the requirement in the user story, right? By which we can say that this user story is acceptable. Okay, so that is the acceptance criteria. So you need to discuss this with the product owner. Rivya, wait. You need to discuss this with the product owner and as well as with the stakeholders, that what could be the acceptance criteria for all these things. Okay, optimal implementation strategy. You need to discuss on this as well. You should not be very hypothetical in terms of requirements, like कि मेरे product में तो सब कुछ होना चाहिए. I don't care about the technology restrictions. Whatever is there, a developer has to develop that. This should not be the case, because I told you that many a times the like business people think that this is very easy requirement which could be available in the product, but that may be very difficult in terms of technology. The technology has the restriction to develop those kind of requirements. So you need to discuss and come up with the optimal implementation strategy also. Like whatever you are describing in your user story, are they really feasible to develop or not? You need to check on that part as well. Okay. 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 So the next is this. This is the syntax of user story, how you need to write it. You can make a note of this, or you after this you can take the screenshot. Okay. As a, this should be your like starting of your user story. As a, I want to, so that I can. Okay. So this is the syntax of your user story. With the example, as a registered user, I want to change my password so that I can keep my account secure. This is one user story. Now you are getting the point. What could be this user story? Okay. Next, as a website visitor, I want to subscribe to my mail for a product notifications. Okay. So that I can get product updates through email. Okay. If you want to write it down. I'll be back in a minute.
I'm good, but I understand. It's all about the requirement of the end user.
Okay, is it clear? Any doubt on this?
Clear.
Good. So what you need to have in your user story is who, what, and why, right? Who means as a registered user or as a website visitor. What, I want to change my password or I want to subscribe to my mail for a product, right? Why you want to do this? So that I can keep my password, keep my account secure, or so that I can get product updates through email also, right? So these three things should be there in your user story. Who, what, and why. Okay? Clear?
Yep, clear.
Any doubt? Anyone?
I'm good.
Good. Okay. So what all are the pillars of a Scrum? Right? What is empirical process control theory? Rudra?
Mm. So the testing, the whole running through the iterative parts of sorry, not waterfall. The other one. I forgot the other one. Oh, but it's not waterfall. It's agile, of course. Yeah, of agile. So running through all the parts of agile. That's empirical testing. Sorry, empirical method, right?
I actually did not get you.
Oh,
What
you
you
said
are
what?
trying to say.
You said empirical what?
Empirical process control theory. What it is?
Oh, that's basically agile. That's the whole the parts of agile where you keep testing and developing again, right?
No, it is not like that. No. Usha? Usha is not there or what? Usha is there. Swati? Swati? Swati?
Richa, I'm here only.
Yeah.
I was talking and I believe my I was on mute.
Yes, you were on mute, Usha.
Yeah, so
So,
sorry.
Usha, it's okay. You tell me what is empirical process control theory?
I'm not 100% sure, but empirical process theory is something like which is related to Agile and Scrum.
Okay. You are also not clear. Okay, no worries. No worries. Anyone? Revati or Santoshi?
Yes, Richa, we are also not clear yet because almost yesterday and today also we missed half of session.
Okay, but empirical process control theory was the start of a Scrum. So that's fine. I'll clear it once again.
Yes.
What is empirical process control theory is continuously we are analyzing our work and accordingly we are finding out the best path to achieve our goal, right? Remember flag wala wo image?
Yeah, remember, like monitoring progress and direct changes, right? Do the changes accordingly.
Yes, this one. We have planned something, but we have after traveling to this much, we have got some hurdles. So we analyzed it and accordingly we have choose the best path to achieve our goal, right?
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
Got it? Everybody?
Yeah.
So what all things are required over here? You need to have the, like what? What do you need in this?
Best plan.
Continuous adaptation for the new change, right? Adaptation is based on what? Analysis, right? And how will you do analysis? If you have the transparency in your way. Like, where are you going? If you don't have transparency in your team, then how would you like ensure that everything is going well and you'll achieve the goal, right? That is the main requirement of a Scrum or Agile, that you need to have the transparency within your team, right?
Ability to change. Yeah.
So these are the pillars of your Scrum. Transparency, most important. Okay. Transparency, which ceremony can be related as the transparency, with the transparency? Can you relate all these, this with any of the ceremony? You know which all ceremonies are there in a Scrum, right? And what is the agenda? Why do we have all those ceremonies? You know all about.
Sprint planning.
It's in all
Who's
of
this?
Sprint planning.
Who is this? Rupanjali.
Yeah, Rupanjali.
No, Rupanjali, it's not a sprint planning. Rudra, you were saying something.
Yeah, you need transparency in all of the ceremonies just to get the clear cut requirement. So there's no discrepancies when you produce the final product.
Yeah, that is there, but there is one specific ceremony where you get the transparency with your team. You are correct in your way, but we denote transparency as a like one of the ceremony.
Is it retrospection?
No, it is your daily scrum, daily stand-up meeting. What is the agenda of daily stand-up meeting? What you have done yesterday, what you are going to do today, and what is, do you have any kind of hurdles? मेरे पास नहीं है पेन, अब पापा के पास जाओ. Okay, so daily stand-up meeting is the like denotation of the transparency, right? What happens in daily stand-up meeting? Daily stand-up meetings, everyone comes in there and they describe like what all things they have done till now and what is their plan for today, right? Right, this way you can ensure yourself or to the as a complete team whether you will be able to finish your work on time or not, right? So transparency is where we can have it, or by which ceremony we can like which all ceremonies could be denotation of this. So that is daily stand-up meeting. Your point is valid, Rudra, that in each ceremony we should have the transparency, but it is one specific ceremony which is there for transparency. Okay.
Okay.
Next is inspection. Which ceremony could be the denotation of this inspection?
That was, I think, what Rupanjali ji said. It was retrospective, right? That was the one.
Retrospective?
Yeah.
Okay. Or anyone?
Maybe sprint review,
Why? Who's this?
because Rupanjali.
Yeah, Rupanjali.
Yeah, because you said inspection is like passed or failed. So when we do the sprint review, we understand whether what we did is correct or not.
Yes, exactly. Intentionally, I have put the image of this passed or failed. So inspection of your work, whether it is whatever work you have done is passed or failed by the product owner, right? He inspects your product, your work, and he'll tell you, right? So that happens in the review meeting. Adaptation. Adaptation is denoted by retrospective. Why? Because in retrospective, we decide as per our past experiences, these all changes we need to adapt. Okay? Clear?
Okay.
Any doubt on this?
Makes sense.
Yeah, okay. So these are the Scrum pillars. Now tell me what are the values of a Scrum? Anyone?
I don't remember them off the top of my head, but I guess it'd be clarity. Or, yeah, it's okay. I want.
Try to recall all those images. We we have discussed about those images as well.
Yeah, I think like
You're breaking, Rupanjali.
the focus,
Yes.
Yeah, courage,
openness.
Courage.
I think some problem with the
Yes.
net. Focus,
respect,
Respect.
before.
and commitment.
Rupanjali, you're breaking. You're breaking
Yeah,
a lot.
voice is breaking, I guess.
Yeah. Now it's clear. So we have got focus.
Maybe I need to connect with something.
Courage,
Yeah.
commitment.
Yeah, connection.
Open,
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
courage, respect.
Yes. Focus, courage, commitment, openness, and respect. These are the 5 values of a Scrum. Okay. So 5 values you need to remember, and these 3 pillars you need to remember. Okay. If you remember all these pillars now, then also you can make your own definition of a Scrum and you can elaborate it. Okay. Like the empirical process control theory, if you remember all these 3 pillars, you can make the empirical process controls theories like definition and you can elaborate it. What it is? We are continuously analyzing our path and finding out the best path to achieve our goal. That's the empirical process control theory. That's it. Right? Right?
Yep.
Okay. So Scrum ceremonies again. Sprint could be of 1 to 4 weeks. And sprint planning is like maximum 2 hours is allocated for 1 week's sprint. Okay. Daily scrum or daily stand-up meeting is only for 15 minutes. Sprint review is allocated as 1 hour per week. Sprint retrospective is like 45 minutes per week. Okay. And product refinement, product backlog refinement session is not more than 10% of dev capacity. Okay. So now I have a very small video for you all. Please watch it. And then we'll discuss. Is it audible?
I think so.
Is it?
I can't hear anything yet. No.
Is it audible?
Not
No, we can't hear anything. Yeah.
Okay, okay, I'll do. It would be now. Is it now?
Yep.
Okay, well, the reason we have Scrum is because I came into software development from a medical school. I had done 11 years funded by the National Cancer Institute of research on complex adaptive systems. And as a large banking company hired me to come in and help them with their advanced technologies. And as I looked at the way they were managing projects, I realized developers were always late, management was always under pressure, they were putting pressure on the developers. The more pressure they would put on the developers, the later the project would get. And the whole thing was designed in such a way that the stable state of the system was not what you wanted. In order to do that, we had to change the whole dynamics. Now, what we knew from research at Bell Labs is that we had to have very few roles in the team that was doing software development. These specialized silos of activity slowed down communications and made it impossible to. So one of the first things we did was we set it up. We only had a team and we had a team leader. We read a paper by 2 Japanese business school professors on the best teams in the world, and they described how the best new product development teams were set up, how the teams were motivated. We set up the team just like that. The team wanted to know what we call the team leader. We call them the Scrum Master. We then, as we got the roles simplified, we streamlined and leaned out all the system. We very quickly found we needed a person we called the product owner in addition to the Scrum Master, who was responsible for clearly specifying the backlog in the right ordering, so when we shipped the product, it would really take the market as a really good product. So we had the product owner, the Scrum Master, and the team. We then turned our attention to the meetings because in order to build software fast, you cannot have people going to meetings all the time where they're wasting a lot of time. So we asked, what are the minimal meetings we need to have for Scrum? We knew we needed to deliver software in short cycles, no more than 4 weeks. Probably the majority of the teams now are doing 2-week sprints. So we needed a meeting at the beginning of the sprint to define, okay, what are we going to pull from the product backlog owned by the product owner into that 2-week cycle? How are we going to implement it and track it? a meeting at the beginning of the cycle. We also knew, because again of research done by Bell Labs, that the highest performing teams were driven by daily meetings. So we knew we had to have a daily meeting. But we wanted it to be a really short meeting, and we got it down to no more than 15 minutes. And in that meeting, everybody on the team needs to know what everybody else has been doing, what they're going to do next, and how they can help one another move really fast. So it's like a huddle in a football game, but a little bit longer than a huddle. At the end of the sprint, the motto that we had when we started Scrum, I had worked in a previous company near MIT with the Media Lab there, and their motto was demo or die. So at the end of every sprint, we were going to demo real working software to people who would use the software and get their feedback, because it's the feedback cycle that tends to really make development go fast. So now we're down to 3 meetings, a meeting at the beginning of the sprint, a meeting at the end, and a daily meeting in the middle. We then turned our attention to the reporting, because one of the problems with software development is they do a lot of reporting. A lot of it is in the form of Gantt charts, and the Gantt charts are always incorrect, because the Gantt chart is made and then things change, and then the Gantt chart isn't correct anymore. And so it's very hard to do planning by the Gantt chart. I looked at that and I said, the problem with these teams finishing a 2-week cycle on time is similar to trying to land an aircraft on a runway, because for 11 years I had been a fighter pilot. So we institute what I call the burn down chart. How fast is the team going? How much is left during the sprint before touchdown? Are they headed in the right direction? And just watching them trying to land that sprint is the way we monitor it. We put that up on the wall so that Scrum would be self-reporting. If anybody wanted to see the state of the Scrum, they could go and look on the wall. We didn't have to do reporting anymore. So on that wall has evolved into the product backlog we're working on, any tasks that we're implementing in the backlog, the burn down chart, and as tasks are being worked on, they're moving across the wall from needing to be done, they're in a working state, and now they're done and tested. So now we had completely streamlined the roles, the meetings, and the reporting became self-reporting, and that set the stage for the really high-performing teams that we like to see with Scrum.
How was it?
Cool.
Cool. He is Dr. Jeff Sutherland. He's the founder of Scrum. And recently we Dr. Jeff Sutherland and Ken Schauber has celebrated 25 years of Scrum. And I was fortunate to attend those session conducted by them only. So I was really feeling like fortunate to have them live on the screen. So that was amazing feeling. I cannot share over here. And they are very passionate about the Scrum, what they have came up and how they are working on it and these things. So this is what the Scrum is, and it's all about Scrum. I have completed everything about Scrum, which could be relevant to you as in BA. Okay. Any doubt, anything you want to discuss?
I'm good.
Right? Anything you want to discuss? Any doubt? Anything?
I'm good.
Good.
Not exactly, because I have missed a lot of classes, so I'm not sure what to ask. So maybe once I'll start the new session for Scrum, I can ask the questions.
Sure, Usha. Anytime you can do that. I
Yes.
don't have any problem with that.
Yeah. And I'm so sorry for missing those classes.
Yeah, it's okay. I can understand that people have their own like commitments and some social events which do
No,
occur.
it's not social. It's just work, work. I work crazy. I work till 10 o'clock in the night.
Yeah,
Okay,
same here, Richa.
okay. No worries, no worries.
We missed you
And
guys.
No worries.
yeah, and
And
this
thank you
Christmas is
so
going
much
on
for
so.
being. No, I can say you are the such a great audience to listen with the patience. Like I speak slowly.
And really
I
appreciate you also because you explain very well.
oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, ma'am. Could you make me
You're
host?
welcome,
We will
Richa.
discuss on the workshop.
Thank you.
She's
No, no, no.
repeating.
Especially thanks for your kids. Like they are like patiently they are allowing you to teach us.
No, it's their sleeping time. That's why I can do that.
And
That's
you
why I've
again,
chosen this.
yeah, you
Yes.
again doing MBA classes for 4 to 5 hours. So how they are,
It was good. It was good. Yesterday we had the session of like 6 hours. So it
oh,
was good.
good, good.
4 classes, 6 hours. So
Wow,
good.
good, good.
And day before yesterday I had the classes for 3 hours.
Oh my,
So so it's okay.
really hats off you.
Thank you, thank you. I'm trying to like we have the very limited time, so do whatever you want to
Yes,
do within that time only.
yeah, sure.
So I'm trying to upgrade myself, and I'm really passionate about my career. So that is what I'm doing.
That's a good thing actually.
And soon I'm trying to like relocate to US. So
Wow,
let's see
you
how it
will.
goes.
Wish you good luck for that.
Thank you so much for this. So, anyways, you can save my number, and this is my email ID. You can anyways ping me uh, on either phone or my email, and we can discuss about any queries you have.
Yes, yes, sure. So
Not
our
like
next session with you on Saturday, Sunday, right?
yes, it would be
Okay,
next Saturday, Sunday, but now we are going to start your workshop
okay,
and resume preparation and all. Like we are preparing you for the interviews now.
okay.
Could you make me host, please?
Yes, Ravindraji, you are back.
Yes, I'm back from last, but no problem. I was here only. I was just listening.
Okay. Yes, I made you host.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Yes. Now the one of the most important part. Oh man. Mm,
I'm going on mute. My kids are doing musty now. I'm going on mute.
no, no problem. I can understand. Yes. No, no. This is not the first slide we need to start with. Sorry. Come on. Yes. Could you see my screen?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So we start here, right? So we try to understand quite a few, quite a few different elements throughout the business analyst, quality control, quality assurance, agility, Scrum, and now I believe we are ready to get our hand dirty on certain things, get start what you can say performing after learning. And we are going to support, we are going to walk the actual path where we need to present, we need to work on certain things where we build or try to build some sort of solution vision. That's the intention of the workshop. And as we are trying to use the tool sets which we learned, like use case diagram, HLD, the SRS, the work based structure, whatever you feel is right to make that vision concrete and clear enough to be shared, to be discussed with the CIO, CTO level guys, right? That's what we thought. That's what the BA does day in, day out. So we want to walk that path. We're trying to make whatever we get in terms of requirement, however we get in terms of requirement, try to build a vision of project, product or services, whatever we're trying to devise. And there could be some discussions, there could be some revisions, there could be some understanding clearance through and through, right? So this is what the overall workshop is all about. Let us try to what you can say understand again what we do. we understand the requirement from a business, visionary, from a CIO, CTO of the clients or the engaged partners, whatever. And we normally used, overall example of me working at Infosys as an BA, gone to a meeting at State Farm with my sales manager because he got a ping on his WhatsApp or call or something from a VPHR of State Farm saying, okay, I want to enhance my attendance management system. Then me and sales manager, we gone to his office. We had a detailed meeting about what he wants, how he wants. There were 3-4 persons from the State Farm, we 2 from Infosys. We tried to build a vision or a business requirement from that meeting. We'll have other what you can say follow-up meetings, and we'll try to create a vision, a document called system requirement specification. We have the template required, we know the use case diagram, we know how to create a high level diagram, and I'll again share the SRS template with you so that you can go ahead working on that. So what we'll do, we'll have a kind of description of what we like to do, and then within a day or two you will come back to me with what vision, what type of product, project or services you want to work on as an BA, right? And then we will devise it, we will try to understand what are the approach to be taken, and then on the next, go ahead please.
Raviji, you are a little fast. I'm not able to understand actually what exactly we need to do. थोड़ा जल्दी जल्दी बोल रहे हो आप actually.
No, I repeat also, but okay, no problem.
Yeah.
See, what we are going to do, we are going to basically work as a BA, right? So step 1, we will try to understand what we need to do. We'll finalize it with another call. So that means one-on-one as in person, right? So we try to build a vision where we have to work as a BA. We will create use case diagram, HLD and SRS, and you are free to choose whatever supporting document you want to build and you want to present to a presentation which we will have on next weekend, so that we will understand how good or bad or how efficient you on a as an BA role, right? And we'll take it up from there. We'll have some extra training sessions, we'll have extra one-on-one session, so that to make whatever BA gaps are still there in terms of understanding. This is not a ribbon cutting ceremony, this is a kind of start working as a BA. Let's take it in a positive spirit, but at a stage where we need to scrutinize, we need to understand where do you stand in terms of understanding BA, right? So this is a kind of overall reviewing of whatever training we had. And yeah, there are of course revisions, there are of course kind of addressing the gap type of session, but still this is where you start working as a BA as of day 1. So I'm going to share this PPT after this class so that you can go through it. Say day after tomorrow, we will have our class, and in the end of the class, we will discuss which point you want to present as an BA, which type of vision missions you have in mind, so that you can have your own product or your own vision, whatever you were thinking, you were discussing, or you thought you can present it well as choose that one, and then we'll guide you on which type of document you want to take to present. We'll review those documents throughout the week whenever you have time, and we'll try to understand to make it better, to sound it more professional, because on the weekend I'll request Devji of his colleague to be a CEO CTO who can do comment to whatever vision you are presenting to him or the team, right? I'll be there, Richaji also will be there on the next weekend, and we'll have around 15, 20 or 30 minutes at the max to present your vision and to have questions and answer. Does that make sense? Or I'm too fast?
No, you're not fast.
Uh-huh.
No, thank you for that.
No, that's my manufacturing defect. I speak fast. Pardon me for that.
So it will be like a mock interview of sorts?
Come again, sir. Come again, sir.
Mock interview?
Yes, they will happen, but after this presentation. See, we need to start working as a BA first, and then we'll have the interviewing session as well. Yes, Usha ma'am, you want to say something? Okay. You want to ask something? Please
so
go.
As per my understanding, what you said, we need to find a project. I mean, we need to think a project by ourselves, that we want to make a project on this particular topic.
I'm going to give one, like we were discussing, whatever we're discussing. But if you want to have your own, feel free to choose that,
No,
because
no.
there's an art and there's a science. So no, I can understand, as in personality, everybody has his own choice, should have his own choice. And even with all those discipline, all those scientific templates and all, I'm trying to do an artistic work here, as we discussed, right? We
Yeah.
build solution from a vision, which is an artistic work. We discussed it at length, right? So that artistic work, you are free to use artist whatever you have in your personality, and then put it in a scientific templates. That's what the BA is working all about, right? Any contradiction in on this thought process?
No, no. My second question was that only, that can you please provide us the subject
Sure,
so
sure.
that we can work on that?
Definitely, ma'am. No worries, no worries there.
Okay, perfect.
And
Thank you.
I'm there for you. Means we are going to walk together on this whole thing. So it's not like that training ended. I'm going to be with you. Richaji is going to be with you for next year or so. So please never think like we are not there. But now for the next weekend, we'll be in the other seat. We're going to scrutinize your work. I'm going to help you throughout the week, throughout the next week, to be precise, to understand, to make it more better, more efficient to present, and I'll guide you how to present as well, right? So let me walk through this whole it's a hardly few slides of PPT, and then I'm going to share this PPT with you also. I'll give 2 or 3 days to make sure whatever you have understood from this PPT, take it an hour or two and get working on a product vision you want to build. We already did this in bits and pieces, but now we have to do it together and present it. Okay. So now we are going to work as an actual BA for a week. And I know there is a, at least 4 or 5 years of work. It's not a very easy task. And, that review meeting will not be lenient as we normally had in training. Okay. Does that make sense? I'll also share
Yes,
the
sir.
video of a day in BA's life, so you can go through it again and you'll try to understand how BA works. Okay, let's go to the next slide. So yes, how the workshop will work. You work as an analyst,
I
BA.
closed the door.
Come again, please.
No, sir. My son unmuted it. I'm sorry.
Okay, no problem, no problem. I can, understand. Please don't worry. So you, as a person, you are going to work as an MBA. Me, I'm going to work as a sales manager. So I'm there to help you out throughout the next week to build this vision together. You are going to work on the SRS. You are the author. You are the leader in terms of building the vision. Then there's a client, State Farm. We are going to talk to a person called Keshav, or he can be, any name, whatever you choose to be right. We're going to present it to him so that he will be overall, what you can say, the partner who start coordinating with me on building that vision, whatever you have decided to, present yourself as an BA's project. And there's something called product owner called, let's name it as in Kalpana or Richa or whatever you want to. See, these names I have, pick it up from hat, so you can choose change these names as well. Only you are the BA, me as an PM, who is helping out, is a normal scenario, right? Others you can change as per your thing, or as per your thought process. You'll get a BRD. And BRD is kind of, bulleted requirements. You'll get it through this presentation. Okay. You can create a, minutes of meeting. I believe I've shared a template, but I'll share that template again today after this class. So, you can go build something called minutes of meeting if you believe that we gone and personally meet them. If not, you can take this as an BRD, means this PPT as an BRD, whatever points we have included as an BRD, and take it up from there. That's also fine. Create a system requirement specification, SRS, as we talked. Use the template, whatever we have. I'll share it again with you. Present the use case diagram. To present, right, we need to have certain discipline in place. So we'll use use case diagram, HLD in a PPT, and SRS as a document. So you'll present 2 things. Okay. The presentation, you'll start with the PPT, then you'll also present the SRS, a walkthrough kind of scenario, right? And within these 2, you need to explain the vision or the, product, project, or services which you believe going to be created, going to be developed, right? And then there are certain roles, as we say, sponsors, facilitator, BA, or a scribe. Scribe is a normally label given to the guy who creates certain things, who authors certain things. Okay, so that's why the scribe is there. And there's a timekeeper, like we understood. There's a scrum master, right? So this Scrum Master normally present in a kickoff meeting, as we have discussed, right? Whenever we start a project. Okay, and then there's a development manager or a project manager whom you're going to hand over the whole thing, right? So he'll be also there, and that review meeting, we'll call it as a kickoff meeting, or how do you label it in Scrum, ma'am, Richa ma'am, if you're there, or anybody of you can share whatever that label you used or you learned.
For which
The initial kickoff meeting, ma'am.
it is called as kickoff only.
Okay, kickoff meeting. Okay, great, no problem. So we can use that label, and this is how you're going to work. We're going to describe the aim and desired outcomes. We're going to identify, and we have done the desired outcomes. We have also identified the stakeholders. We have identified the facilitator, and you can make notes. This is a normal discipline which I took from BA book, and this is how I depicted here just for your each order, right? So we'll decide how we have decided the outputs, right? So we want use case diagrams to be included in SRS, HLD to be included in the SRS, or HLD can be included in the PPT as well. Let it be at two places, doesn't make any challenge there. You can replicate that HLD if you want, but we definitely want use case diagram, HLD, and SRS. These three things are necessary to be presented of whatever this thing. And this workshop normally works like an interview. So you speak, I'm silent. When I speak, you are in a silent mode, and it's always a two-way. You are in control, we are in a listener or reviewing party. Does that make sense? Could you understand what I'm trying to say here?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Just to help you out, and this is just to help you out. Not necessarily you need to include all these things. I have tried to list down some 9 odd requirement or part of what I believe can be a good attendance management system enhancement type of solution, and you can utilize this thing. This is the same thing which we've had a look at it earlier. We can have a touchless and what you can say contactless, or whatever you want to use your word. Try to be yourself, so the art should come out as clearly as yours, so that you own these things, right? The way we discussed. And this is not Ravindra Pandey who is presenting. This is you as an BA is presenting. You are in charge. Okay, so you have the baton. So I'll share this thing with you, whatever you see. I don't want to hammer this thing to you, because this is my thought process. You can have your thought process. You can label whatever you want. You can choose the solution which you want to present. It's not that you need to always use State Farm, Infosys, Ravindra Pandey and all. You can choose your name. You can label me as Keshav, Tom, Dick and Harry, whatever you want. Doesn't make, but I'll work with you on the presentation, because I'm working with this client for so many years. That's how the things are on ground as well. Okay, so there'll be a guidance point within the organization for you, and there's a guidance point from Guru School always whenever you work. Okay, so understand that you're not alone. You're going to work together. We work as a team, right? Right now we are considering you as a BA alone, but normally there are 2-3 BA as well. Okay, and there are SMEs, COEs, and all those guys also to help you out, right? And then whatever functionality which I can collect it from Google. So these are all I have depicted here. And yes, we've discussed this thing, right? So we need to have at least 2 major functionality explanation in use case diagram. We did with 1, right? So 2 or at least 2, because you need to make it clear in terms of what type of business solution we are trying to give to the client, right? And then HLD must be complete the cover, completely cover the system overall in terms of solution conceptualization. SRS document, we have solution conceptuality, fill in those template, include those diagrams. Need to build a presentation to showcase the solution. We'll start with the presentation, and then you can take it to the SRS document as well. Okay, you'll normally get 20 to 30 minutes, including the questions, and present it. Okay, this is not 20 seconds is not a right date. I'll just delete this thing, because no problem. So SRS template and the presentation slide has to be worked by you. Okay, you can use any template, only the characters should be readable enough, because of the contrast. I believe everybody knows, so I don't have to guide you on that as well, right? And then we'll try to understand what you mean by scope creep, because the whole presentation prime importance is to collect all the requirement, and even if you miss a single requirement, we will basically discuss how difficult the life will be for the overall the others as well. We also discuss the criticality of a discussions, criticality of a two-way point, and that last review session also can be scheduled if there is a need, but normally we'll try to conclude within that half an hour, and I'll guide you on that how to conclude those things. Do you have any questions for me at this moment? I know it's a bit late for you. Please
So
go ahead.
what's on the slide number 9?
I'll take you to 9. Okay, this is again a kind of attendance management system, PPT. I found it on, okay, you can see the overall freeprojects.com's, site. This is just to help you out, but this is not a necessary. This can be HLD, because attendance management system, what are the things they have said, what are the things which I have supported, and those things. We discussed this, right? On the left-hand side, we have a problem. On the right-hand side, we have a solutions to this. It can be one-to-many, it can be one-to-one, it can be, the way you want to present it.
What
So
diagram is this? Is this as an HLD?
Yeah, it's an HLD.
Okay.
It's a HLD, yes. See, I want to share the knowledge with you so that we shouldn't include technicality in this. That's why I have shared this earlier as well, and I'm sharing it again. Normally, we don't go to a level of a technology implementation. So this is just the functionalities. That's what we are depicting, right? We discussed this thing in our presentation as well.
Yes, sir.
Does that make sense, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. Please, anybody have any questions, or I think it's quite late for you. It's almost 11 o'clock, right? Sorry. Pardon me for stretching you out.
Could you go back to the need to present side?
Okay, need to present. Okay, man. Okay, this one. Yes, please go ahead.
Thank you. Yeah, just getting down some.
No, I'm sharing this PPT with you within next few minutes. Please don't worry.
Okay.
You don't have to note it down. The days can be, varied, but only next weekend what we've kept, because, Devji and I believe his, friend is also a bit tight on their schedule. So we are keeping the similar time on next weekend so that we can, clear all these things. So see, and there's always a time crunch, right? Whenever you work. So we want you to feel those as well.
Yes, sir. And you'll be sharing the SRS document with us again.
Sure, I'll do that. SRS document template, this PPT, and what else I said to you? The mini PPT template.
The subject on which we will be doing our presentation.
You can take this, whatever I have presented here, or you can choose whatever you want. If you you understand a vision better than this, please feel free, be my guest. Only thing, you should know the solution, right? And there should be any gap in the thought process. That's the whole intention, because the art should be a complete picture, right? You couldn't just paint the half-baked canvas. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, no problem. So Rudra, you can have your health app also to be presented as a vision. If you want to, you can still use this if you believe this is you can explain it better, or you have the help or whatever. You can ask questions to me throughout via WhatsApp or something like that. I'll get my other phone also started, so we can have a WhatsApp call as well whenever you feel you're free. Let's discuss it on a WhatsApp and then plan a call. That's what I would really suggest to you, because I might be in a call and I might not pick up your call. You shouldn't feel bad about that. But we have to plan these calls accordingly, and we'll work on this together. So you, me as a team, we're going to present this. Does that solve all your problem, or anybody have any question, confusion at this moment?
No. So this means what you presented today, like these slides, we can work on this, or you're talking about the what is that, the machine we were discussing. Actually, I was not able to understand the subject, what exactly you mean.
Usha,
Subject of presentation, subject of solution.
Presentation, yes.
No, you can use this template, or there are 100 of good templates available in Microsoft Project, and you can Microsoft PowerPoint, and you can use whatever you like. See, as I told you, it's an art, right? So
no,
it
no,
should
sir.
depict your personality. Sorry,
No,
please.
no. Presentation is fine. मैं
Uh-huh.
क्या पूछ रही हूँ कि जैसे
रविंद्र
अभी,
जी, शी इज आस्किंग कि क्या टॉपिक है, किस पे बनाना
हाँ,
है।
किस पे बनाना है? जैसे आपने बोला कि रुद्रा
आपने
कैन
लाइफ
मेक ऑन,
इंश्योरेंस का
Yeah,
लाइफ
sir.
इंश्योरेंस का दिया हुआ है
ये
एग्जाम्पल।
हाँ
तो
हाँ,
इस पे बनाना है।
हाँ, इस पे आप बना सकते हैं, या आप आपका खुद का भी चूज कर सकते हैं, वॉट एवर यू फील
क्लाइंट
कंफर्टेबल।
इज स्टेट फार्म इंश्योरेंस कंपनी। ठीक है
ओके,
उषा जी, आपको इसके ऊपर बनाना है, इसके बारे में आप सर्च कर लो, या फिर आप इस पे इंश्योरेंस कंपनी है तो इसमें क्या क्या चीजें आप कर सकते हो, वो सब चीजें देख लो।
अपन ने बहुत
इसका
डिस्कस
बहुत,
किया इस पे।
स्टेट फार्म का मुझे बहुत एक्सपीरियंस है, 2 बार इंश्योरेंस लिया है मैंने गाड़ी एक्सीडेंट करा
अरे
के।
you know it allowed. And it's good insurance company, means it's economical
Yes,
as well and have a good span, means HMO के
yes,
साथ collaboration भी बहुत अच्छा है उसका,
yes, sir.
and that
I
HMO
am
को
the
collaboration
loyal
I have made.
member of State Farm. So,
HMO को collaboration हमने किया है when I
oh,
was working with Enterprise Rent a Car. That's product is developed by me.
oh,
There are
nice.
around 17 odd sorry, we will discuss it offline. There are 17 odd web services which hit through the different payment gateway and different servers, frankly speaking.
Yes, it's a nice company.
Yes. Even Enterprise Rent a Car is the best company. I worked with them for almost 2.5 years in
Oh,
St. Louis office. The office is really great. Means I still remember those office. And whenever I visited around 6 to 7 times on weekend, whenever I used to swipe that card, there are around 8 to 9 piston used to whoosh and open that outer door for me. I still remember that voice. बाकी कोई नहीं रहता था, सब भूत महल. I used to walk there and coordinate those project teams and all. वो अलग अलग सिनारियो, इंडिया में आप कहीं भी जाओ कोई ना कोई तो भी रहता ही है.
yes,
If not, there are dogs, cows and all those things at least.
yes,
वो
sir.
यूएस में मेरे को अभी भी याद है, वो 9 फ्लोर का ऑफिस था हमारा, फुल्ली बाहर की तरफ कांच थी उनकी. If you search for Enterprise Rent a Car corporate headquarter, you'll get to know that office as well. It's really well designed, well architected office. और पूरा साउंड प्रूफ था. ऑक्सीजन भी कुछ 5 मिनट में पूरा रीइन्वेंट करते थे, री एनर्जाइज करते थे, वो पता नहीं क्या क्या करते थे. बट यस, it's one of the best job I worked in, one of the best environment I worked in.
That's nice. So why don't you come back and join to USA?
I really don't like the culture over there. We will discuss it sometime.
Okay.
I'm a kind of friendly person. I have too many friends, and I like to stay with my family. I'm been grown up in a joint family. I like it that way. So वो disturbance अच्छे लगते हैं कभी कभी बीच में, जैसे somebody is talking in between. अरे मेरे को तो बताइए, वो अच्छा लगता है, rather than you're holding your breath कि ये खत्म होने के मैं चालू करूँ बोलना. नहीं. Means the way I bottom in culture is a bit different than the North American culture. Yeah, there are pros and cons always. Means I'm not saying this is the best. There are challenges in our culture as far as Indian culture, joint family as well. You don't have that individuality, privacy, and blah 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 things. But in US, I feel a bit itchy about those privacy things. I like my friend to come to me whenever he or she wants and pat me on back, even if I'm sleeping. Ki boss, अरे ये करना था ना, वो करे वगैरह कहा. So I'm that kind of person. So my personality doesn't really suits there. I like more in some country like Yugoslavia or in Cambodia for that matters, which are kind of developing, which are still struggling to stand on their legs or something like that. But yes, there are problems with them also. I'm not saying कोई क्या बोलते हैं दूध का दूल्हा नहीं है. But yes, this is my personal, and please don't feel like I want to criticize or I have a right to criticize anybody, because everybody have their own personal thought processes, personal plus and minuses. But yes, as in personality, I should know them, and I need to present them in the best possible scenario. Even as in BA, means for that matters, I can be from very fundamentalistic type of family, but whenever you work in US, you tend to be part of their culture. Okay, so and that's make your life easier. That's make your life really best. Believe me, means you should start saying happy weekend from Thursday afternoon itself. And that's the thing I really like about that.
So those days are gone now. There are no happy weekends.
We'll make the weekends happy. Please don't worry on that part. But the segregation of work and life balance is really best in US.
Yes, that's true.
Even if you go to Europe now, these guys are they don't care about your weekend unless you go to France. They just care about your dinner time, lunch time, and weekend time. So it's really itchy quite a few times, basically the way this culture have been developed, because वो थोड़ा पता नहीं क्या बोले यार मैं, sorry we are again moving away from our workshop. So any question on the workshop?
रविंद्र जी इसीलिए एक कहावत है, जैसा देश वैसा भेष.
हाँ, ये बात भी सही है. Do whatever Romans do. Whenever you're in Rome, do whatever Romans do, and yes, that's all. But whenever you're in France, you can't really eat without those noise. We had fun. I'll tell you sometime. We had a French guy in our team who used to use, I know, British guy from Leeds. He used to eat pizza with forks and knives. And we used to make fun of them. Means we are a team of around 28-30 people, and these two, they used to sit together and they used to eat even pizza with forks and knife. And even they are particularly picky about the knife they want to take and the fork they want to take. And this is really fun. And you shouldn't talk to a French guy whenever they are eating. That's how their culture has been devised. It's really fun, believe me. हम लोग कभी discuss करते ही है culture and all those things. अभी time नहीं है, sorry.
Sure, sir.
Yes, अभी टाइम
It's
नहीं
really good.
है, 11:30 बज रहा है इन लोगों का, इन लोगों को सोने दो.
No. तो कोई क्वेश्चन है, मैं भी ये भेज दूंगा, ये पीपीटी, मिनट्स ऑफ मीटिंग का टेम्पलेट, एसआरएस का टेम्पलेट, और क्या भेजना था मेरे को? ये 3 चीजें, राइट?
Yes, sir.
राइट, बस ये 3 चीजें.
I'll send it.
और
Sure?
मेरी जहां
चलो.
भी जरूरत हो, प्लीज पिंग मी.
Sure, ma'am.
मतलब
Definitely.
आपको भी एंड आप लोगों को भी, पार्टिसिपेंट्स को, किसी को भी कभी भी जरूरत हो, सो यू कैन पिंग मी ऑन व्हाट्सएप personally also or on the group. I'll reply back. Don't worry.
Sure, sir. Okay.
Okay.
So let's
Chalo,
stop here at this moment, and let's plan a call and let's try to discuss one by one whatever you have chosen. But I believe let's take 2 days for that. I don't think you will require more than 2 days to decide whatever you want to present. And if you have decided, just ping us in a group on a WhatsApp, so that I'll take it as we don't require a call or a guidance call for that to choose a topic, right? After choosing a topic, you need to start working on those others element, so that. Sorry. Any question for me? Okay, so we should start working on those things, and then we'll be ready to present it on the next weekend. Sure.
Sure.
Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great week.
Bye.
Sorry.
Good day.
Have a
Bye.
good night.
Good night.
Bye. Thank you. Take care. Bye.